The Fantastic Four reboot is already a disaster, and it's only getting worse. The fire started before the film even rolled. Marvel's biggest reboot in years hasn't even hit theaters. And it's already on fire. Fantastic Four was supposed to fix everything, a fresh start. The return of Marvel's first family. But now, it's at the center of the biggest backlash the studio has faced since Endgame. Early test screenings are failing. The casting choices are splitting the fandom, and Pedro Pascal, once hailed as the internet's favorite actor, has become the lightning rod for everything fans say is wrong with Hollywood right now. This isn't just a movie issue, this is a culture war, a PR crisis, and a fan rebellion rolled into one. And when Mel Gibson enters the picture, things really explode. Let's break down what's happening before Marvel loses more than just its box office crown. Julia Garner's Silver Surfer shocks the fandom. The reveal was supposed to make headlines, and it did, just not in the way Marvel expected. Julia Garner, the Emmy-winning actress from Ozark, is playing the Silver Surfer. Not Norrin Radd, the iconic cosmic loner fans have known since the 60s, but Shala Bal, a rarely seen female variant from a handful of old comics. Marvel called it bold. Fans called it unnecessary. Some called it disrespectful. The problem wasn't Julia, it was the pattern. Another gender swap that felt more like a political statement than a story decision. Fans didn't feel seen, they felt replaced. And the internet let Marvel know, loudly. Pedro Pascal? Fatigue sets in. At first, the casting of Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards seemed like a slam dunk. He's charismatic, he's bankable, he's everywhere, and that's exactly the problem. The Mandalorian. The Last of Us. Wonder Woman. 1984. Now Fantastic Four. Pedro fatigue is real, and fans are tired of seeing the same face, playing the same slightly grizzled, reluctant dad figure in every major franchise. What used to be comforting now feels lazy. And then came the politics. When actors won't stop talking. Pedro Pascal hasn't just been acting, he's been posting. A lot. His social media is filled with bold political takes, many of which have alienated a huge portion of the fan base. He's taken open jabs at Trump supporters. He's backed controversial casting changes. He's doubled down in interviews. And fans, they're over it. This isn't about freedom of speech. It's about escapism. People want to lose themselves in a story, not feel like they're being preached at. And for a growing number of Marvel fans, Pedro has crossed that line. Mel Gibson lights the fuse. Then Mel Gibson entered the chat. And whether you love him or hate him, one thing's for sure, he doesn't hold back. In a recent interview, Gibson didn't just criticize Marvel, he named names. Pedro Pascal, he said, has no respect for the fans who built him. He accused Hollywood of being too political, too arrogant, and completely out of touch. And he wasn't wrong about the mood online. Gibson pointed out the double standard. Other actors like Gina Carano got fired for far less. Pedro? He keeps getting bigger roles. Mel's message was clear. You push politics, you lose half your audience. And right now, Marvel can't afford to lose anyone. The double standard that won't die. This is where things really get messy. Fans started comparing how Disney treats different actors. One tweets a meme, fired. Another openly mocks millions of people. Promoted. The studio says it supports diversity and inclusion, but to many fans it looks more like selective enforcement. And that's turning loyal Marvel supporters into skeptics. If you stand for everyone, they ask, why do you keep silencing only one side? And if storytelling is your focus, why are the scripts getting worse while the agendas get louder? A franchise with a flop history. Here's the uncomfortable truth. The Fantastic Four has never really worked on the big screen. Not once. Not the early 2000s version with Jessica Alba. Not the gritty 2015 reboot that audiences immediately rejected. It's a cursed IP. And now Marvel's betting everything on a version that fans are already mocking before the trailer even drops. Industry insiders say test screenings have been disastrous. Early cuts are flat, characters don't connect, and Julia Garner's cosmic turn is confusing even to seasoned comic readers. Thunderbolts, Eternals, and a pattern of panic. Marvel's in a slump. And it's not just Fantastic Four, Thunderbolts underwhelmed. Eternals flopped. Quantumania lost steam after its opening weekend. Every time Marvel tries something new and daring, the audience response gets colder. The reason? Fans say it's because the focus has shifted from entertainment to education, and they didn't buy a ticket to class. Now Disney is in full-blown damage control mode, but no amount of glossy press releases can fix what audiences feel in their gut. The magic's gone. Tom Cruise versus everyone else. Want to know why Top Gun: Maverick was a global smash? It didn't try to be smart. It didn't try to be woke. It just tried to be great. Mel Gibson even said it. Tom Cruise is the blueprint. He keeps his politics off camera, does the job, promotes the movie, and delivers a product people love. That's it. That's the secret formula. And every studio in Hollywood knows it. So why don't they copy it? Because somewhere along the way, the spotlight stopped being about the story and started being about the actor. And that shift is costing billions. The bigger problem no one wants to name. What's happening with Fantastic Four is part of something bigger. It's not just Marvel, it's Star Wars, it's Harry Potter, it's DC, it's even The Last of Us. Studios are rebooting beloved properties with new faces and new ideologies, without understanding why those stories mattered in the first place. Change isn't the issue. Shallow change is. Fans aren't rejecting diversity, they're rejecting being pandered to. They're tired of being told that if they don't cheer every casting choice, they're the problem. And now, they're walking away. Can Marvel be saved? There's still time. Barely. Fantastic Four hasn't been released yet. There's room for rewrites, reshoots, rethinking. But Marvel needs to listen. Not to the loudest activists on social media, but to the average fans who made this brand matter in the first place. They don't want lectures, they don't want forced symbolism. They want characters they can care about and stories that make them feel something again. That's not too much to ask. And if Marvel can't give it to them, someone else will. The reboot might already be too late. The sad truth? Fantastic Four may already be too far gone. The backlash is loud, the fatigue is real, the trust is broken, and with every passing day, Marvel feels less like the unstoppable juggernaut it once was, and more like a studio trying to remember what made it great in the first place. Maybe this film will surprise us. Maybe Julia Garner will crush it. Maybe Pedro Pascal will reinvent the character. Maybe fans will forget the politics and fall in love with Marvel again. But right now, it looks like a house divided. And unless something changes fast, Fantastic Four might end up being remembered for all the wrong reasons. What do you think? Is this reboot doomed from the start, or is the backlash just overblown? Drop your thoughts below. Don't hold back. And if this breakdown hit the mark, hit that like button, share it, and subscribe so you never miss the real story behind the headlines. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.